Today I'll be talking with an MVCC student who's taken advantage of numerous opportunities at the college to create an amazing path for herself.
Hawk Talk with President Van Wagoner.
MVCC alumna and current student Saba Haji, welcome to Mohawk Valley Community College's Hawk Talk. It's great to have you here today. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. So if you don't mind just sharing a little bit, where were you born and what was it like for you growing up?
So I was born in Nairobi, Kenya. My parents came here as refugees. I was about 4 years old when I came here. We enrolled in the elementary school system here. I went to Jefferson, and then after that went to middle school. And then at middle school was the point where I finally found out about MVCC through PTech. And then once I took that opportunity, I came here, and then that's where it kind of all evolved. But I've been staying in the Mohawk Valley region my whole life, basically.
Oh, great. And so say a little more about the PTech program. You were toward the end of 8th grade and got invited to be or to come learn about the PTech program?
PTech came to our school. They introduced the program. I think they had the first cohort, and I was going to be second cohort. So you had to self-nominate and then be enrolled into it. So I was at first I didn't really realize what it was about. The lady was talking about the STEM education, but the thing that got me into it was after I heard free college, I was yeah, I'm going to need that because, especially as a refugee, I don't know how I would pay for college. So I had to take that opportunity as soon as I heard it. And then they were doing a Saturday night showcase about the program more. And then I went to that. And that's actually the place where I met my mentor, Rick. And then he told me about the administrator, and then I got her business card, and I think I called her once a week because I really wanted to get in. I was the best way for me to get in is for her to remember me. So every week until that one phone call that she remembered my name, Saba, and I was yes, my application is going to be remembered. And then I got enrolled, and then I got into PTech, and after that I came to MV.
Oh, wow. And so PTech is a great program partnership with MVCC and OHM BOCES and local employers like Indium, for example, where Rick Short, your mentor, who's also an MVCC alumni of merit, that Indium's very involved, very supportive of the program. So it combines kind of high school, 9th and 10th grade, high school, 10th and 11th and 12th, you start to blend into MVCC's curriculum, and it's intended to enroll students in high-demand STEM programs like mechatronics, which is a combination of electrical and mechanical technology. And so that's what you studied through PTech. And did you finish
So originally, my pathway was with electrical engineering technology. And then I want to say senior year of high school, I'm a full-time college student taking these classes. Then pandemic hits, and then we're shifting online. And that's where my pathways changed. Wow. Because virtually I was I don't really understand the material well online versus in the lab where I can just ask a question immediately and I get assisted on that. So that journey took a pause, and then I contacted the administrator, and she said, would you like to change your major? And I was thinking about it, and then she gave me a phone call again, and then they introduced a new pathway with PTech for human services, so I enrolled in that. And then once I completed that, I found out about Tech Corps through online. I was maybe I should get back into STEM. So then I found mechatronics. I was talking to Tim Thomas. Then I got enrolled into Tech Corps, and now I'm studying mechatronics education.
Oh my God, that is all. So along the way, you picked up the associate degree in human services?
Yeah.
Wow. And did most of that during the pandemic?
Yes, a majority of my whole pathway for human services was online, which was kind of, it was okay, but I kind of wish I interacted with students and professors in person. But I wanted to make use of that time and earn my education, so I took that pause, got human services, went back into STEM, and now I'm at mechatronics.
Fantastic. And here at MVCC, we have more than 50 student clubs and organizations. And even though you were coming through PTech, and as you said, your senior year of high school, you're essentially a full-time college student at MVCC, and the pandemic hit and all of that. Have you had an opportunity to get involved in any clubs and organizations?
I have been very involved. Even before I entered MVCC, fun fact, So they have the Kids and Coaches program, and I was actually a kid in that program.
Oh my
And it
goodness.
wasn't until recently when I started my college journey that I realized, wow, this was the same program that I was in as a kid that's actually at MVCC. So that was kind of it was like a full circle moment to find that out. And then I'm also involved in the STEP program, and now C-STEP with like the college level, Upward Bound, MSA. I currently as the president for the MSA Club, Muslim Student Association, the Lambda Beta PTK Honor Society. I lead as the president. Any resource or opportunity or club that I like find and it's interesting, I just get involved in.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you've been connected to MVCC
Like,
all those years ago
yes.
with Kids and Coaches. Dr. Jim Smurdick founded that club like over 30 years or so ago. And it's still going strong. And then you're a great result of the quality and the impact of that program. And then to hear all those other programs you've been involved with here as well, that's great. And I think that was, although I know we had met during the PTech orientation all those years ago, but then to see you on the screen during the pandemic when we met with the Muslim Student Association, and the programming and the activity that you've done there with Dr. Dar and your fellow students, officers, has been great. Could you say just a little more about Phi Theta Kappa, the Student Honor Society, and what has been your experience with that?
So I originally got inducted, I want to say, like before my first semester, because technically I was in that PTech pathway where I was earning college credit. So I got the invitation, and I was kind of nervous about it because I'm like, I'm not an official college student, but I do have the credits. So I come to the induction, and that's all sorted, and then I get involved in like the activities they're doing. I'm like, I really like Phi Theta Kappa, but trying to like fit into something where you're like the age group and like you're not a college student. So, but they were just so welcoming, and it felt like a family. So I was encouraged to even run for office. The next semester, I first led as vice president of leadership, and then the next semester, I was encouraged to run again, and I was leading as president now. It was just so nice, and it also recognizes your accomplishments and achievements, especially like when you're earning these good achievements in school and grades. It's good to like be celebrated for that. So that's why I love PTK.
That's great. I always say at those induction ceremonies, it's incredible opportunity. You just have to kind of show up and get involved, and the organization just puts it all in front of you to grow and stretch yourself. That's great. And you just returned from a very successful statewide regional conference. And how did that go?
Okay, it was awesome. So this past weekend we were in Denver. It was my first time traveling, so it was kind of an exciting experience at the airport and stuff, and getting to Denver and just meeting all the international officers and just having that group of people where you all come from like the same society, and it just felt like a family, and like we were I don't know, like it just felt really good, and I made new connections. I made a lot of friends from different chapters and states, and it was just awesome. I loved it.
That's great. So I know I've been asking, I probably should have asked this question earlier about what, of all the things you've been involved in, what has been kind of your favorite part about your time at MVCC?
Honestly, it's just like every time I'm searching for an opportunity, I know there's always like a resource on campus that fits that need, whether it be a club or like something that relates to my faith and Muslim Student Association. So there's just always a resource for something I need, and that's what I truly value. And just like the community here, that you could just, even if you feel like you're failing or falling behind, there's teachers, professors, numbers of resources that I just can't even name that just have helped impact my journey. That's why like I love this college so much.
Great. And is there a memorable story or experience that comes to mind? And if so, what made it so memorable?
I want to say the most memorable part was when I was when I was going back into my STEM pathway. I was kind of nervous, especially as a woman in STEM, just feeling like, am I gonna fit in, or am I gonna do well enough to even succeed in this field? And just having like an advisor or support system to say, hey, look at how much you've achieved. You can do well in this place. And even just like the classroom and the labs and everyone just being supportive and helping me even when I don't get it, or I feel like I have way too many questions, and the professors are just so kind and they'll go over it, and they'll even like take extra time to teach me. And I'm just like so grateful for them being understanding and more welcoming of my like learning style. So I really appreciate that.
Great. And so what's next for you? You have the human services degree, and then have STEM and mechatronics. And when you finish your second degree at MVCC, what are your future plans?
My future plans right now, I really am still searching for what major to go in, but I think I'm finally set on SUNY Poly. Hopefully I don't change my mind. I'm still going through like the degree programs, but right now I think I might be set on computer and science, maybe computer and science engineering, I think it's called. But recently I got a job with Wolfspeed, so I'm going to start there and then whatever that
Just
looks
working in the world's largest
Yeah.
silicon carbide factory in the world.
Yes,
with
it was-
Wolfspeed. That's
yeah.
fantastic.
I even just like the interview process, like 3 interviews, it was all new to me. I was so nervous, but they were just so nice and welcoming. And like my resume, you have all these skills and clubs, and it all honestly just came from MVCC. So I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now without even attending this college. So I'm just grateful, honestly.
And as you think about your experience and connection to MVCC, as you look back on your time with us and all the activities in which you engaged in those, what does MVCC mean to you?
MVCC means touching lives, especially when I came, like it was impacting me even before I entered the college. Because growing up, my parents couldn't afford to like take me on vacation or trips. So when I got to experience these, like even if it was to Chuck E. Cheese as a child, that's still memorable to me now, even as a college student. And to have these clubs and organizations that are touching lives beyond college students, that means more than anything to me.
Great, thank you. Saba Haji, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's so interesting and inspiring, and I just really appreciate you sharing your time here today on MVCC's Hawk Talk podcast. And we're so proud of what you've done here at the college and what a bright future you have. So best of luck to you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Hawk Talk with President Van Wagoner.